So today I'm going to show you how we can cover this for what, 30 cents? And you can use this all over. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. This is irrigation tubing. You can buy it like 25 feet, 50 feet. I tend to buy 500 feet because it's so incredibly cheap. I get mine from Walmart. I also have gotten it from Home Depot, but you can get it at Lowe's. You can get it almost anywhere. And I'll go ahead and try to tag it so you can buy it if you don't want to go to the store. Now let me show you what we're going to do here. And go back and watch my other videos because, oh my goodness, this has been a real lifesaver in the garden if you're trying to save money. If you want to buy expensive trellises and things, then go for it, but I don't have the money for that. So I'm going to cut this and I'm going to decide how tall. I don't have to go super tall. Let's say, I'm going to say about this tall. And I'm just eyeing it. And let's not kill our lettuce. I just planted the lettuce. This is how easy it is to cut. If you have any problems cutting it, put it out in the sun and the plastic will soften and then you can cut it. And don't worry about little pieces. I have a giant roll and I just cut this off because we use the little pieces for a lot of different things. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. I'm going to turn on my soldering iron because I may need it. So that's a flash fish. It's 200 watts of power. And let me tell you something. I'm not trying to sell anything. You can use this during blackouts. You can charge your phone. You can plug in a lamp. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. And I love mine. I've got a couple of them. So right now, I think we're going to go this route. Oh, I could have gone a little taller. I'm not using any tomato stakes. I'm not using anything. I'm just sticking it in. Just like this. Now, usually I do it before I plant, but I'm going to show you it doesn't really matter. You know, this is silly. I literally can leave it like this if I want. Now for the top, just to make it a little more stable, we can tie it with yarn, string, or we could take a zip tie. You know what, I'll take a red one so you can see it. This will keep it from slipping, but this is so I can drape tulle on it or do whatever I want with it. So I'm going to go ahead and remember with the zip ties, if you haven't used them, see how it points out? It's flat on one side and then it comes out. You want to go with this on the flat side in. Let's not put it in because it will lock and then we'll have to start all over. This is terrible. This job is done. I don't have any tulle right now to put on it. I should go get some, but I don't need it. But I wanted to just show you today really was about the irrigation tubing and what we can do with it. You can use these in totes. You use them anywhere you want. You just go ahead and stick them in. Now I put them with tomato stakes, as you can see here, and that works out really well. But you can also use it just like this, straight into the soil. These are dishpans, and I've been growing a lot of lettuce. I'm going to put some sunglasses on because it's really, really hot right now. These are not safety glasses, they're just sunglasses. It's hot and sunny and really bright. I had hoped to do this before the sun came over, but it did, so I'm late like usual. Now, why would I need this? Let's see if it's even heated up yet. I could use a drill, but let's say I want to anchor this and I want to make it more stable. So you go ahead, oh yeah, it's ready. And I see where it went there and there. And now I can just go ahead and put in, let's use a green zip tie. Just put in a zip tie. And I can put the zip tie on the inside to make it neater. And it just is so cool. Now you tighten it and this thing is really going to hold good. You could do all four or you could just do one. Whatever you want. See, now it's not going anywhere. Now it doesn't matter if it gets pulled or whatever. It is locked in place. The other thing I use the irrigation tubing for are plastic flowers. Now, why would I use this on plastic flowers? You can attach the irrigation tubing to different places and then stick in your plastic flowers. So you can decorate, you can create shade. We'll do that another time. I've got a lot of tips and tricks on this. But I could either stick in another one or just stick it in here or zip tie this on. You know, I haven't done this before. Let's try something. Let's go ahead and just cut a piece. And let's let's kind of stick it in right here because I love the idea. You can just take it off and move it. Now see, I can just stick in the flowers and it will hold it in place, and then I can remove the flowers, as soon as the lettuce gets big or I don't need it. But if I wanted the irrigation tubing to stay there, again, let me turn this around. Let's say that's a good place for it. Remember, I can move it. Let's put it in the middle. I come back with my soldering iron. I can make the holes from the inside or the outside. Let's do it from the outside so you can see. Got a hole there. And I've got a hole there. Now I can go ahead and grab a zip tie. And the same thing, this will just hold things in place so my flower won't flop. You know what, I'm going to get you up close so you can see this in case you're not sure what I'm doing. But this has just worked out so good. Again, I cut off the tabs. You don't have to, but they're in the way. I don't need them. Now, for extra shade for my lettuce as it's tiny and growing, or anything I grow in here. I grow radish and garlics, and I've grown zucchini in here. I do grow zucchini in here. I've got it growing right now. Tomatoes, I have done all kinds of things, but look at this. You've now got a holder for your plants. Is that not cool? And it doesn't matter on the color. Let me get you up close. I want to show you this so you can see it. Of course, we could use a drill, but I use these drills for making holes in the container. Now you're going to ask me, are there holes in here? Yes. I want to make sure it drains. And especially with lettuce. We're going to get into lettuce because even though it loves water, it doesn't really want to sit in water. Hydroponically, or whatever way they do it that way, yes, because they're feeding it. There's food in there, but I'm not feeding any of my plants. The only food I feed my plants is compost tea, or let's say I make my own compost and spread it on the top or put it inside. I don't buy any of them, even if they're organic. You'd be surprised what organic means sometimes. It can still come from different places. So I want to make sure whatever my plants are growing from, the medium inside, it's good to go. And if you're worried about plastic, plants are not pulling up plastic. You're not getting plastic from your plants. You're getting plastic from your food and what you're breathing in. I have a whole video on there. The worst plastic in the world, pretty much, I shouldn't say that, but a really bad way to get plastic is think about your cars on the road, the rubber tires that are a 3, which is a toxic rubber or plastic. Those break into the air and we breathe it in. That is everywhere. It goes for miles upon miles in the air. As far as plastic with our plants do not pull up plastic. Go watch the video. I went through all the research I did on it, but you only want to use the ones that I tell you in the video. You'd never want to use the 3. These are food safe. They're good to go. The irrigation tubing, I'm not sure what it is, but to be honest, it doesn't have a smell. I'm going to guess it's a 5. But the thing is, it's not touching the food anyway, so I don't even worry about that. You're handling your phone. Do you know what your phone's got? All the other things you've got? Go look at your house. If you removed plastic out of your house, what would you actually have left in there? Okay, let me get you up front and close so you can see how I put this one in. So here's the irrigation tubing. We're going to make 2 holes in the plastic. We can do it from the inside so we can see exactly where we want it. It's that easy. We just made 2 holes. Let me shut off my power station because I don't think we're going to need it. Now, let me see if I can get you in a little bit better. Let me move you over. Hold on. You know, I'm really winging this. I wasn't even planning on doing a video. This is actually me working today. But let's zoom in. Now there's 2 holes there. Now we're going to go ahead and put, and I turned that wrong, see? Because I'm coming through. This is the way you put in a zip tie if you don't know. It will not work this way. So this way I can put it in and it will not catch. There's no teeth to, oh, even go in, there it goes. There's no teeth to catch, see? You can hear it, but it cannot catch on anything. But this way is permanent. So we want that side pointed that way, see? We're gonna bring it through the other hole. Now if you wanted to use bread ties or you wanted to use string or something else, that's fine too. Now we're just going to pull it. Look at that. Your zip ties are in there, and your irrigation tubing is permanent now until you cut the zip tie. You can put 2 if you want, but I don't worry about that. There it is. Did I cut my lettuce? Oh, but there it is. Now I've got this in there. This is good to go. And you know what? I'll go ahead and get some tools so you can see how we can cover that. Okay, so I brought my stuff out. I'm going to go ahead and put tulle over it. It'll be good for them, you know, the lettuce anyways. So this can go on. It depends on how I'm going to do the tulle. Right now, I just cut it. Now, I don't cut it fancy in any way. You want to cut it fancy and know how straight it is, then go ahead and sit it on a table and do it. But normally, you would just cut it against the line. And see, the line would be the bolt itself. Is it perfect? No. Does it matter to me? No, it's easier for me to just bunch it up. But if I wanted to make it real straight, I would just lay it on a table. It's pretty straight when you look at it. And I would cut along that, lay it out, and this is straight. You would cut along that. But for me, it doesn't matter. Now it's just a matter of putting this on. Now, the one other thing I will do, there's different, you know what, let me see first. There's different ways of doing it. I put on frog tape. I actually cut way too much. So what I can do here, oh, this is cool. Let me show you what I'm going to do here, because I'm going to do it completely different. Now, if I want to definitely put on flowers, I'm going to have to do it that way, because the flowers will be on the outside. And that's okay. Let me do it on your side. I don't know how I'm going to do this without showing you just my back. But I'm going to go ahead. Isn't that lovely? It's blowing now. You could actually just tie it if you wanted to. Okay, the easiest way to do this right now would be to get some painter's tape out. And I don't think this is big enough, but let's see. We can do it this way. Yeah, let me get a bigger piece of painter's tape. We can use clips, clothespins, whatever you want to put it on. But this is really about the irrigation tubing. I didn't even want to get into all this. And now we can use metal binders. These are paper binders. You can get them anywhere. You don't have to worry about over sealing it because the critters don't know when it comes to insects. They fly over, they can't get in, and they go on their merry way. Same thing, I would do it all the way around. Let's do one on this side. Now you could also, with flowers or anything you want to shade, you could zip tie anything to this. But this is all you do. And then you would just bring it over here. We'll use a clothespin today so you can see that. You can also clothespin it to the edge itself. So that would work too. And there it is. And then you go all the way around. And just, you could tie it if you want. That's all you need to do is just go all the way around. As far as this, if I'm going to do it that way, unless I want to make a hole in my tool, I can just drape it around. Let me see, I'm running out of metal binders. I've been using this everywhere. And you can pull it this way. So you pull some of the tool this way and some of the tool this way. Because what you're going to do right now is you're going to water this with a watering can right through the tool. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to water it that way. But to service your plants, if you see some weeds coming up or something, go ahead and take it off. It takes a second. You saw it to take it off and then put it back on. You can't get any cheaper than this. You really cannot. And now I've got it all the way around. Let's see, I've got 2 more left. And so you can see here, I'm just kind of bunching it up. And of course, I can decide where I want to create the shade. I could put something on top, like let's say a flag or something, a piece of fabric. I could zip tie this on top, but I don't want to zip tie to the tool in case I want to take the tool off. But that's all you've got to do. One more. You know, some of you recognize this. My friend gave it to me. I think we were sick. I think I got sick or something years and years ago, and she sent ice cream. She's so funny. And that was really good, just gelato. That's it. Now you're just bunched up. You can get as fancy as you want. It's all there. Nothing's going to get to this as far as, let's say, aphids or butterflies that, moths that come, the cabbage moths, they lay on your lettuce. If you've got a major problem with whitefly, I don't seem to have the big of a problem. And when I see it, I just hose it off. They get into the soil and they don't crawl back. Double it up. Get 2 pieces or don't unfold it, and that usually keeps them out. But usually if you get that, it's because you left it uncovered and then you covered it. Or let's say I left this overnight. I planted the lettuce last night. I came out here now at what, noonish? And who knows, there might be whitefly in there. If there's a little whitefly or a couple of them and they multiply, I now have made the perfect home for them because nothing's going to eat them. No birds are going to come. So when you see them, you can either pinch that plant, they usually attack one plant, or just wash it off. I wash it off. But we're done. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I'm giving you ideas on this. I'm going to actually put another one on the other side because this is so good. And I want to make sure that I can have some shade for my plants. And I will, let's see, I'm going to do it that way. I'll turn this back on. And when it heats up, I'm going to add another bit of shade. I can get flowers so cheap on sale. You can look around, you find them. You can buy them in boxes. Walmart carries them by the box. So you can buy boxes. They don't have to be, flowers. They could be greenery, which would look just as nice. Okay, so where is it? I just lost it. Okay, did I pull it through? It overwrapped. Hold on. I've got to open up the tool. But you can buy them by the box, or you can go to Dollar Tree and you can buy them there. Buy the ones that have wire. See, this has wire in it, so I can shape it. And that will be fantastic for your plants. And look, it gives, when you look at this stuff, it gives natural shade. See this? I'm hoping you can see it. See that? That's natural shade. When you cover something completely, that's unnatural shade. Because out in the open, you've got all these little plants trying to come up from other plants, and they're growing in the shade, but they're reaching for the sun because they said, it's up there, we got to get up there. But they come through when they're tender and small, through the shade, heading towards the sun, and that's what you're doing when you have this. You're getting your lettuce to grow. There's other secrets on this I'm going to reveal and talk about with you. I've been testing it, and it's been unbelievable. I don't know if this is hot enough now. Let's see if, we could probably just, how I told you I'm winging it? I am winging it. We can attach it to the outside if we want to. Let's attach this one to the outside. Let's see if we can do this without making it too difficult. Though I want to be able to carry it, so I do like my handles. Let's put that there. I'll do another green one. Because it's under the handle, I don't know how easy it's going to be to do that way, but we'll see if we can wind it around. Let's make sure we got it going the right way. This is going to be a pain. Let's see. Can I do this? I haven't done this before. Almost saw it. Oh my goodness. I got it. Look at that. So now we won't have to worry about how we drape it. And one other thing. Jeez, do I want to do it that way? Do I really want to do it that way? You can go through this. And you can anchor them in. I do so much with a soldering iron and this irrigation tubing. It's just fantastic. Now we can bring it through. It will help hold it. I could make 2 holes, but you know what? I think this is going to be good enough. But you can make 2 holes. You can make as many as you want. You can attach the irrigation tubing that way. And now let's see. I haven't done this before. See, I literally come out here and wing it. I have no script. That's what happened on 4th of July. Gary came out and he's kind of, I'm not going to say scripting, but he's kind of telling me what to say, and then at the same time, he's not telling me what to say. We're never scripted. We never know what's going to come out of our mouths. So far, nothing bad that I know of. Look at this. And we can bend the plant. And now we have got natural shade for our plants. Is that not cool? Thank you, because I don't know if I would have thought about that. I think I would have just dropped them in like I did before. I think having them on the outside is better, and I can also bring the tool around this way and attach it that way. So either way works good. So with that, have a wonderful day. Please tell me what you think about this. And I'm just gonna say, you don't have to grow in plastic if you don't want to, but I think a lot of us are overthinking. I hear all these things about plastic, and the point is, I think if you stop and analyze what plants pull up, they pull up what they need, they pull up minerals, they pull up different nutrients out of the soil. They can pick and choose. Think about that. A plant sits down at a table and it can pick and choose. I'm gonna eat that, I'm gonna eat that. Ooh, plastic? No, don't want it. You know where we get our plastic from? We get it from our food. And it's not coming out of the greens or anything like that. The big amount of plastic is coming out of animals that eat plastic. All kinds of things go into the animal feed. Even in the ocean, all the plastic out there, the fish opens their mouth, they're eating a big plastic bottle or bits and pieces of plastic. They're eating it because they don't have a choice. They didn't even know it was there. And your dogs, your cats, the cows, sheep, chickens, a lot of stuff just gets grinded and put in there. You know, I have bought ground beef from the store. It's been quite a few years, but I opened it up and in my ground beef was green plastic all grinded in there. We don't know what we are putting in our big mouths, but a plant doesn't have a big mouth and a plant gets to pick and choose. If you sat down and you knew what was in front of you, you're not going to eat a plastic flower, but you may reach for an edible flower. Well, think of it that way. I think we're overthinking. The best food that you can really get is what you're growing. And you know what you're growing in. And we're growing in our own plants, leaves that come out of the trees around here. And it's all organic. It's growing like nature does in it. Well, let's put it this way. It works for me. You do it the way you want. I'm just trying to give you tips and ideas to save your lettuce, cover things up, and how to grow cheap. These containers, less than $5. I haven't had one break. This probably cost me 10, 20, let's say 40 cents to cover this, and then the tool. I always put the links inside my description. I can't tag them with the little pictures. And you go there, I get the tool on eBay. It's like, let's say $15 for 40 yards, not feet. If you went to a fabric store and you bought tulle, I've seen it there, you can buy the tulle many times for $2 to $5 a yard. And I want to make sure you understand this because I worked in a fabric store. That's all you would get, not even, for $5. You're getting 40 of these for, let's say, 15. You can't beat it. And you probably will only need one and you'll be able to use it over and over until you need to get more. So I do hope you enjoyed this. I hope I'm giving you ideas, and leave those comments because it gives me ideas on maybe something you want to see me do that I haven't even recorded yet. So have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. And boy, have we been eating big salads, and I want you to do that too. Remember, this is good for anything you plant in here, even flowers that you're starting or propagating.